In this video, I'm going to share with you my top 10 products that I sell on Merch by Amazon and on RedBubble. Let's go. Thanks for joining me on this video. My name is Juno with Detour Shirts, the channel all about helping you design and sell t-shirts online. If that's something you like to do, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. So in this video, I'm going to share with you my top 10 products that I sell on Merch by Amazon and on RedBubble. So both of these platforms, if you sell on those two platforms, you might want to stick around to see which products sell best for me. Of course, these products are the products that I sell the best on my PLD site. Your products may be different. I would think if your designs are like my designs, then you probably would sell the same kinds of products. So it might be helpful there. I also thought it might be helpful for you to see the difference between Merch by Amazon and RedBubble and the products they sell. RedBubble has so many more products than Merch by Amazon, so the list is going to be different. So you're going to want to stay to the end so you can see all the products from Merch by Amazon and on RedBubble. And I'm going to give you 3 tips to help you get more sales and sell more products on RedBubble, as well as another edition of trend credits. So lots to see in this video. This video has so much information. You don't want to miss this one. All right, so let's start off with Merch by Amazon first, since it's the easiest. It's the easiest if you have Pretty Merch Pro right here, and I have Pretty Merch Pro, so it's super easy with that. You go to the Analytics tab right here. Oh, by the way, if you don't have Pretty Merch Pro, I have a link in the description for Pretty Merch Pro. But it is great for looking at data, especially if you're in the higher tiers and you have stuff from years and years and lots of products. So you can see here, it's showing today's date by default, but you can do all time. So I'm going to do all time. And Pretty Merch is saying all time from 2015. I didn't start in 2015. I started in 2017, but it's using that date. I think that's when Merch by Amazon actually started. So that's the date here, and I'm going to run just United States, and you can see here it's going from, this is when I started, 6/9/17 to 4/04/21. I'm just going to scroll down to show you all the products that I sold. So when you scroll down a little bit, you can see all the products here, and this is basing off of those my all-time products. So of course, standard shirts right here, you can see is 60% of my sales. 60%. So that's obviously number 1. And pullover hoodie is number 2. You would think it's another t-shirt that could sell all year long. But mostly, I guess people wear pullover hoodies all year long. So that's number 2. Premium t-shirt. You can see it goes down real fast. Like it's 60% here, but now 15 and then 7. V-neck is 5% of my sales. So pop sockets, 4%, tank top, 3%, long sleeve, 2%, sweatshirt, 2%, zip hoodie, and raglan to round out the top 10, right? And then, of course, these newer products haven't had time to sell that much, but you see I sold a bunch of them, but because we're talking all time, they kind of are 0%, even though I sold 163 cases, 122 pillows. They're rather new, so they're not registering against these. But standard shirts, you can see I sold 36,000 standard shirts, right? So obviously the number 1, this is the top 10 for Merch by Amazon. So the reason why I show you this is if you are starting off and you only have slots for standard shirts and you want to add other products, well, this is probably the order I would add them in. I would definitely try to do hoodies, premiums, and V-necks, you know, if you have the spots to do those instead of doing these down here. These actually got me more sales. So hopefully that's helpful for you if you're on Merch by Amazon. So that's my Merch by Amazon top 10. To do the RedBubble top 10, it's going to be a little bit harder. Let me show you. They don't have a nice pretty merch. I wish they had a pretty RedBubble. If the guys at Pretty Merch can get into pretty RedBubble, that would be amazing. I had to do a little bit of my own. So let me show you how I got there. So the best thing that RedBubble has is their dashboard. So you can go here, Artist Tools Dashboard, or you can click on here and go to Dashboard right there if you're logged in. And on your dashboard, you can go to Sales History. And let me show you what that does. So this is what you see when you click on Sales History. You'll see something like this. I block these out so you can't see what I actually sold, but you can see this is up to date. Today's April 4th. You can download this CSV file. The problem with that is it only shows you the last 500 sales. So it doesn't show as much data as the Pretty Merch did, where it did it all time. There's no way to show your all-time best product sales. But luckily, I've been tracking my sales since July for YouTube. And so I have all those sales back into July. So let me show you this. So I made this table. This isn't the table that comes with RedBubble. I had to make this myself in numbers. And you can see I've kept track of everything that I sold from July, August, September. All of those YouTube videos, they came in handy, right? And this is tracking about 1,100 products. So of all of this, you can see right here, I totaled up all the products. Each product sold is one. So if I sold a pack of 32 greeting cards, for example, each one of those counts as a product. One of the things to note on here is when you get the CSV file, all of these are kind of separated out. So there's all kinds of different types of shirts, right? On here, you'll see all these classic shirts, essential shirts, and all of these. There's also different types of stickers that are broken out here. You can see glossy sticker, transparent sticker, and just regular sticker. Those are the three types of stickers, as well as different types of masks. So there's the fitted mask, the kids mask, a regular mask, and the small mask. So all of those are separated out in here. So you can see that. So I'm using this table to come up with my top 10. So you can see I'm just picking the biggest number, the total number of sales here. And I'm going to make my own kind of Pretty Merch version of RedBubble. So here's my version right here, my top 10 products from July 2020 to March 2021 currently. So you can see stickers, no surprise. It is 64%, and that's just regular stickers. Transparent stickers, like I said, they're broken out. Transparent stickers is actually number 2. That's how important stickers are on my RedBubble sales. It's 1 and 2 even when I break it out. And you can see here, glossy sticker, the other sticker is number 5, right? So number 3 here, classic t-shirt. I sell stickers and t-shirts, no surprise if you've seen a lot of my videos. Essential t-shirt, they're a little different. But that's 4%. You can see I sold 64 of those. And glossy sticker, like I said, 4%. Greeting cards, and that just got a bump because of the March sales. I sold 32 greeting cards in March. So you can see 36 total over this time. I only sold 2 before. So greeting cards got a big boost. Mask. I'm starting to see masks kind of slow down, but in the beginning, in July, right when we were in the middle of the pandemic, selling a lot of masks, right? And aprons, number 8. And number 9, kids clothes, another t-shirt kind of thing, and relaxed fitted t-shirt. So you can see here, t-shirts, stickers, and greeting cards, mask, and apron, right? One thing I wanted to do to show you even more products is to kind of group them together. So what I did is I grouped all these t-shirts, these ones right here, to make an all t-shirts category. And I'm not counting tank tops or hoodies or long sleeves. I'm just counting the t-shirts, the short sleeve t-shirts. V-necks are counted in there, tri-blend, any of those, right, are t-shirts. I'm going to group all the stickers together right here. So you can see the 3 stickers. Just going to put them together in one so you can see I'm selling stickers. And all masks, I'm going to group them all in one. So this is kind of what happens. All stickers is number 1. All t-shirts, all of these is number 2. Greeting cards is bumped up to 3. All mask is number 4, and you can see this. So here now is the revised top 10 list after I group those together. So you can see all stickers now, if I group them all together, that's 74% of my product sales. All t-shirts all grouped together is now 14%. Greeting cards, they're still 3%. All masks, 3%. Aprons, 0.9%. So you can see it really trickles down here, but these are the top 10. Kids clothes, classic mug, I sold a bunch of those. Baseball t-shirts, the 3/4 sleeves, the lightweight hoodie, long sleeve t-shirts, and rounding it out, these 3 are kind of tied. So I put this one here too. A tote bag. So I sold a bunch of those too. So this is the revised top 10 list. Take a look at those. If you sold any of those, again, this is my own top 10 products list. You may sell a different top 10 if you're on RedBubble right now. But if you're selling stuff like mine, where you're drawing mostly for t-shirts and stickers, this is probably what you're going to sell on. Sometimes you may not be selling as many of these as you think. So here are 3 tips to help you get more sales for some of these products. So the first tip here is greeting cards. If you're like me and you just put stuff on greeting cards, what can happen a lot of times is if you're just using the background, things are going to get cut off on the top and the bottom. You have to make sure that you're using the right ratio. So this is the original size right here, 900 by 1300, but you can times that by 2 or 3 or 4. If you're using this ratio right here and you select background in RedBubble, your cards will look more like this instead of like this. So don't forget about doing greeting cards the right way by using the right ratio here. So these are some sizes you can use. As long as the ratio is, 9 by 13, that's going to fit really well instead of giving you this cut off top and bottom. Because when someone sees this over this, of course they're going to pick the one that's full. Then they're not going to want the white on the top and the bottom. So one way you can do that is to always have a white background, and then of course the white top and white bottom won't matter. But if you're choosing a colored background on RedBubble, then you're going to want to use this ratio right here. So that's tip number 1 for greeting cards. Tip number 2 has to do with mugs. So you might have to make a separate file for mugs. So if you're like me and you want to just upload on everything, what's going to happen is you're going to have to size down your sticker size or your t-shirt design, and it's only going to go in the center of the mug. So this is what happens by default, and you can actually put side by side, which looks really funny because your design is going to be right in the middle, and so it won't show up on here. You'll see half of it show up on the mugs. What you might want to do to get more sales on mugs is to follow the size that RedBubble suggests, and that's this 2700 by 1120. And then that way you can put 2 of them here, and that's what I did on this one. You can see one's on the left, one's on the right. So when you see the photo of the mug, now it's right there where it should be, right here, and then one on the other side. So these mugs typically sell better than the other mugs where it's just right in the middle. Unless you have a long sentence or something like that, those might work. Or if you just have a pattern, those will work on RedBubble. But if you're just doing your t-shirt designs and putting it on a mug, may not look very good right in the center. You might want to kind of separate them out. So that's tip number 2 for mugs. So tip number 3 is for kids clothes. And if you didn't know this already, kids clothes is right here when you're checking on t-shirt designs. Kids clothes is turned off by default. So you're going to have to actually go in there and click them on. Kids clothes, kids pullover hoodie, toddlers. Not sure why it's turned off by default. Probably because maybe they think most designs aren't for kids, but you have to go in here and turn them on manually. So you don't want to miss out on that. You saw that it's in actually my top 10 is kids clothes. And honestly, I probably forgot to turn some of these on. So I'm going to have to go back in through all my products and turn these on too. But some of them are on, and that's why I got some sales. But by default, they're turned off. So you're going to have to turn those on manually. So those are the top 3 tips. So I wanted to show you again the top selling products that I have for my shops for Merch by Amazon and RedBubble. So here they are. If you want to take a snapshot of this, now's the time to take the snapshot. Again, this is the overall when I separate them, and these are when I grouped them. I have kind of a revised list when I group them. So hopefully this was really helpful for you. Let me know in the comments what your top selling products are if you want to share that. If your list is kind of like this. I think this was really helpful to see the differences between RedBubble and Merch by Amazon. And if you remember, it was kind of hard to find the top selling products on RedBubble. If you want to go back a few months or even a year, you may not have all that information. So I thought I would share this since I have the information with me. So hopefully this was helpful for you. Let me know in the comments if it was. And your reward for staying to the end is another edition of Trend Credits. Thanks for staying to the end for this Trend Credits. Here is your trend: drink water, love hard, fight racism. So you can see, look at those low BSRs. Not exactly sure where this comes from, but it is trending. You can see super low BSRs. Let's check Merch Informer. Here, Merch Informer, it's getting an A, so you know it's good. If you don't have Merch Informer, again, I have a link in the description for Merch Informer where you can check your own competition right here. Again, this is your trend. Drink water, love hard, fight racism. Right now it's mostly text, so I think if you come in here and do something with some graphics, you may stand out and may get more sales on this one. So good luck with this one. Make sure to do it in your own style. Don't copy any of these. Make sure yours is your own here. So thanks so much for watching. Hopefully this was helpful for you too. And if this video was helpful for you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. I have one right here on the bottom right. Thanks again for watching, guys. And as always, keep creating and keep learning. I'll see you on the next one.